Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining us here again today for yet another episode of the Hmong Woman in Faith Testimony. I have a wonderful story that was submitted by a Hmong sister in Christ, and I'm so excited to share this with everyone today. But before we begin, don't forget to like, follow, and share the page with a friend. Thanks so much. Writing a testimonial can be a deeply emotional experience. It requires not only the courage to share my experience, but also the strength to confront the tears that may come with such vulnerability. My dad had always expressed concern about my husband's family hatred towards the Hmong white people. At that time, I didn't fully appreciate my dad's perspective and believed he might just be trying to persuade me to end my relationship. Looking back, I realized my dad was only trying to protect me, and I wish I had understood his intentions better. I entered into marriage at a young age, drawn to a boy despite my father's concerns about his family's hatreds towards our people. There were many moments when I felt mistreated while my husband was at work. I would wake up at 7 a.m. to prepare meals for his family, hoping to bring them joy, knowing how much they appreciated it. It was a labor of love, even though I often felt overlooked in the process. I often felt disheartened when I was told that my cooking wasn't good enough and that I wasn't meeting the expectations of a good daughter-in-law. It was difficult to reconcile those feelings, especially when everyone else seemed to be enjoying the food. I sat at the table trying to take small bites of my food while battling the tears that welled up inside me. It was heartbreaking to hear that I didn't deserve to eat, I don't belong there, etc. I patiently waited until everyone had finished their meal before taking on the task of cleaning the entire house. Once I was done, I quietly retreated to my room, feeling a wave of emotions wash over me. It was my time to seek solace and let the tears flow, allowing myself to feel overwhelmed for a moment. It was a struggle to cope with the bullying. I often find myself alone in the room for much of the day, anticipating my husband's return from work. Throughout our marriage, there were many times when my husband's parents suggested that he might be better off without me, believing that he deserved someone more aligned with their expectations and to be married to their kind of people. It was hard to hear. My parents passed away just a few months apart in the same year, and it has been a profoundly difficult time for me. Instead of receiving the comfort I needed, my in-laws expressed their concerns, saying that I don't have a mom and a dad anymore, and without my parents' guidance, I will be corrupted. They also bring up my siblings in this discussion. It was a tough moment for me as I was hoping for support rather than judgment during this challenging period. When anyone speaks ill of my family, it hurts me. I find myself wondering, why not offer guidance instead of judging me for something I haven't done? Their constant chats with my husband trying to encourage him that he is better off without me ultimately led us to relocate our family to a different state in hopes of strengthening our marriage and creating a healthier environment for our children. I had the pleasure of meeting a lady at the store, and I asked her if she knew of a Hmong CMA church in town. I'm interested and thought she might have some insights to share. Interesting, she is a believer. My husband had suggested that I attend church without him or the kids. I had been praying for my family in the lead up to church. The day before church, my husband amazed me by asking if I could take the kids with me. I truly appreciated his change of heart, as it meant a lot to me. I've been holding my husband in my thoughts and prayers. Within the 2 months, he expressed an interest in exploring this together. It really warmed my heart that we both ended up having the desire to hear God's words. We eventually ended up converting to Christianity. This event brings more struggles he was experiencing in his relationship with his parents. Much of the dialogue exchange between them felt diminishing. It's clear that these interactions created challenges and weighed heavily on their bond. Night after night, I was haunted by nightmares that left me feeling as if I were being tortured all over again. I would wake up wishing it was all a dream and overwhelmed in tears. Having recurring nightmares about being tortured reflects just how profoundly impacted I was by my past experiences. Just recounting these experiences and writing it now brings tears to my eyes as it highlights the depth of the pain I endured. A few years ago, I took a moment to reflect deeply and created a prayer that I sealed in a capsule. I prayed for those who impacted my life in difficult ways. as well as a prayer for my own peace, strength, and forgiveness. Recently, a year or two ago, I experienced a profound moment in my life when God answered my prayer in a way I never expected. It felt surreal to see those who had historically caused me pain, depression, and nightmares begin to show me genuine love and kindness. It was a powerful reminder of the transformative nature of compassion and forgiveness. Many of my dear friends warned me not to get caught up in it, insisting it was a trick. Despite their concerns, I gently explained I wasn't entirely sure what was happening, but I felt a deep sense of trust in God's plan for me. In that moment, it dawned on me how deeply I had been holding onto my longtime prayer. I truly believe that God is at work in my life, guiding me through each challenge with love and grace. When I reflect on my journey, I realize that God has always been there, working quietly behind the scene, even during the times I felt hopeless and ceased my prayers. It comforts me to know that my prayer was never forgotten, tucked away like a cherished message in a capsule. I still hold love in my heart for the individuals who played a role in my struggles and depression. Despite the challenges I've encountered, I've come to a place of peace and compassion. I make a conscious effort to embrace love, support, and forgiveness for those who have hurt me in the past. This includes individuals who have made me feel unwelcomed in their families or implied that I didn't deserve basic kindness or deserve to eat food. I believe in extending compassion. I acknowledge their hurtful words and actions, but I choose to rise above and extend empathy. Now, I am grateful for the suffering because it has humbled me and shown me God's love. I want to emphasize that I have no intention of changing my testimony because it reflects the genuine truths that I've experienced. I hold my head high and remain unashamed of all that God has done for me. Wow, that was such a powerful testimony. Her story is such a beautiful reminder that even in the midst of our pain and suffering, God is always working behind the scenes for us. His plan is always greater than what we can see. Thank you again to our sister in Christ who shared that powerful testimony with everyone here today. If you would like to submit your prayer request or your own testimony, feel free to comment down below or send me a DM. Stay tuned, everybody, for the next episode of the Hmong Woman in Faith Testimony. Thanks again for joining us. I hope you all have a blessed day.